Hello everybody, my name is Klaus, and today I would like to share with you my experience using the Pocket Dolly Basic by Kessler. If you're looking for a quick review, here it is. This slider has exceeded my expectations. I've been thrilled with it, and if you're in the market, I think you should give it careful consideration. Have a great day. If you want a more in-depth review, here it comes. This is the entry-level slider that Kessler offers. It's their base model. There are choices that you can make that have more options added to them and more features. I went with the base model for one simple reason: to save a few $100s so that I would have that to spend on future gear purchases. The thing that this slider does not have and cannot be added to it after the fact is the ability to add a motor to it. The motor is going to be important if you're looking for time-lapse video, or if you need a precise movement that is repeatable over and over again. I guess that's redundant, right? Repeatable over and over? Yeah, well, whatever. This slider doesn't have that ability. But for my needs and my productions, that wasn't important enough to warrant spending a few extra $100. The build of this basic slider is fantastic. The use has been consistently spot on. If this is any indication of what their more expensive models are like, I can't imagine that you'll be anything but thrilled with the result of the slider you choose that has those additional accessories or options or add-ons. But let's talk about this one for now. The slider allows you to attach it to tripods in a couple of ways. One is you can attach it to a single tripod at the center of the slider itself, or you can add it to two tripods by attaching those tripods to the ends of the slide. I've just been doing it on one tripod, and it has worked really well for me. I haven't had any complaints about a shakiness of the movement or it not being solid and sturdy enough. It just screws on to the bolt that the tripod head attaches to the legs with. That bolt screws on into the slide and you're good to go. Well, not really. There's a couple of extra steps. First, I say that this accessory, the Kessler flat mount adapter, is a must-have for this slider. It's just a simple disc that has a bolt coming out on both sides, but that simple functionality allows you a much easier time to add the tripod head to the slide and, more importantly, take it off when you're done shooting. I add the tripod head, then I add the camera, then I use my bubble mount on the tripod head to make sure that the slider is indeed flat, and I'm good to go. That's all it takes to set it up. I'm now ready to use this slider. No piece of equipment is perfect, and while this slider comes close, it does not make itself the exception to that rule. To nitpick, here are a couple of things about this slider that you need to be aware of. First is that if you do not gauge the slide motion accurately and you end up hitting the end of the slider, it's going to have a little bit of a bounce, and it's going to bust your shot or force you to dump out of that movement early in the edit. There's a couple of easy solutions to this. One is, just do your job and end your slide movement before you get to the end of the rail. The other is to put a little buffer at the end of the rail so that if you do misjudge the amount of movement that you need, it has a smoother stop. I found that I carry 10 fantastic bumpers with me at all times. You probably do as well. They're called fingers. I just put a finger at the end of the slide, and that way if I misjudge the range of motion, the fat within my finger creates a nice padded stop to the movement itself. And quite frankly, I've used it in a lot of finished products. It looks pretty good. Okay. The other nitpicky thing about this slider is that it does not come with a brake. It is an accessory that Kessler offers. It's called the Pocket Dolly Brake. Straightforward marketing there. You add that, it looks easy to add to the slide. That allows you to, make it stay in whatever position on the slider you have it. This is an accessory that I would recommend, but it is not a necessary. Yeah, there you go. I just made up a new word. It's an accessory that's also a necessity, like the Kessler flat mount adapter is. But without the brake, I would not recommend moving the tripod and slide with the camera attached. What you don't want to have happen is have your camera slam against the edge of the slide, moving at full speed because you've picked up the tripod without thinking to secure the camera first. With that brake, it's up to you as to whether or not it is secure enough to move the tripod and slider with the camera attached. I don't have this accessory yet. I do plan on getting it. I've used this slider no less than half a dozen times, but the first time I used it, I literally had taken it out of the box for the first time that day. The slider arrived sooner than I expected, and I had a shoot. I was shooting some video at my buddy Pete's mechanic garage. And I knew Pete's a friend. I know Pete's a friend. I knew that he would be patient with me if I needed to redo a shot or spend a little bit of time figuring out a new piece of gear. So I said, what the heck, I'm going to bring it with me, see what happens. I didn't need the extra time. I didn't need Pete's grace. This thing worked out of the box. I was able to get shots that you're seeing now that I thought were absolutely beautiful right out of the box. First shots used with this slider. Since then, I've used the slider a handful of times. Consistently, it acts exactly like I would expect it to. I haven't had any problems. This has been a rock solid piece of equipment for me. If you're in the market for a slider, I would recommend that you look at Kessler products. If you're looking for an entry-level slider, the Pocket Dolly Basic is a fantastic tool that will give you range of motion in your video, giving a new element of depth to your shot, a new interaction with the viewer. Camera moving over an image or through an image I just find it beautiful, and the people that I show the finished product to have been thrilled with those images. I hope this review helps. Have a great day.